Green bean casserole and black people are two phrases that don't belong in the same sentence. And yet here we are. I was raised by a mom who was born during the Depression era in Tyler, Texas, a small rural town. And she had 7 siblings, and they were all sent out to go to work early in their lives in order to support the family. So my mom, first job, I think she was in her early teens, was to be a nanny, housemate for this rich white family in rural Texas. Now she goes on to be an aerospace engineer, but that's another story. So my mom's early impression of the proper holiday dinner was gleaned from this family. I'm sure they didn't say it like that in the South, but that just makes it sound more, proper. And so there are 3 dishes that she learned from this experience that she took with her to her migration to South Los Angeles, where I was raised. These 3 entrees or meals or side dishes. One was coconut cake, which is essentially an avalanche of white frosting and shredded coconut. And you could tell these little shards of coconut were on the floor when we transported it from the kitchen to the dining room. The second entree was Waldorf salad. That is your chopped apples, it's got grapes and celery, and some kind of mayo melange for some reason. But her pride and joy was 3 bean casserole. This is a perfectly fine vegetable that's doused in cream of mushroom soup, topped with French fried onions. And she was so proud of this dish that she learned from this family. And it would only be displayed with a cast of extended family. We have our aunties and the young cousins. And there was this uncle that was a little too anxious to hug the young cousins, but that's another story. But we would sit there with this green bean casserole, and at that time, you could never have an attitude about what you would eat or not eat. So we would smile politely, as I'm sure those folk did in Texas. And I couldn't imagine any condiment that could make this thing worth eating. Not ketchup, not hot sauce, whatever. So we would sit there. Finally, I was feeling like this was going on forever, but when you're a kid, it's just probably like 3 or 4 years. The aunties went on to heaven, and the kids moved away, the cousins moved away and opened up started their own families, and that uncle was sent away, but that's another story. Anyway, I was just felt that Christmas was hijacked by this green bean casserole. But it faded. It just went away. I raised my own kids. I've got adult kids, and they only eat things that are on an app. So we never had green bean casserole again. But something happened 10 days ago. The Christmas commercials start rolling out about all the holiday foods, and Campbell's Soup is promoting cream of mushroom soup for what? Green bean casserole. It brought a warm feeling in my heart. I didn't know if it was acid reflux from remembering what the deal was, but I wanted to think that it was positive. So I went to Ralph's. I bought all of the ingredients for green bean casserole. I got the beans, I got the soup, I got the onions. I have no plans on cooking this meal. But I have all the ingredients properly displayed on the kitchen counter, along with the other Christmas decorations. And it's a reminder that family traditions, especially those with food, can live on long after the dish is retired. Thank you.
Come on for Cheryl.